to this week of the EZNZ Podcast. We've got a few things to talk about today.
Yeah, like a few just current event style things. Some sneak peeks into the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to do a little bit of a wrap up of some things that came to light last week, which is super duper exciting. But first up, we're going to start with question of the week, which we haven't done for a little while. So we're going to talk about what our favourite things are that we can currently do with our phone and our Windows 10 PC. So I use an iPhone and Fletcher uses an Android phone. So what's your favourite thing, Fletch? What's your favourite interactivity? Is that the right word?
Yeah, like the way your phone works with your computer, right?
Yeah.
The way it works with your PC.
Yeah.
Interactivity, I think it is the right word.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, not educated on words.
The English language is what a beast.
But okay, this is there's actually a lot of great functionality between an Android phone and a Windows 10 PC.
Mm-hmm.
Can I talk about multiple things before I choose my favorite?
Yeah.
I'm going to mention, continue on PC is obviously a great feature.
Absolutely.
I won't talk about it a lot though, just in case it's yours.
It's not mine.
It's not yours?
It's not mine.
Okay, should I talk about it?
Off you go.
So continue on PC is great. So on my Android phone, my Note 8, which I love, it's got a pen just like the Surface.
Yeah.
Continue on PC is a big thing. So being able to port what I'm looking at on Edge onto the screen of my PC so I can catch up on things anytime. I think I've talked about it a little bit in terms of the NFL, reading articles and sending it to my computer. I think I have mentioned that. But I use Microsoft Edge to browse, so I don't have to get the Continue on PC app. I can just literally, there's a little button. Maybe should I? Let's do it.
Look at you getting all confident.
So, got to let it focus, but there's a little button down here, cool. And that lets me continue this straight onto my PC screen. Great feature. It's not my favourite though. The other, I have to shout out this feature as well.
Sure.
And this is a feature related to Windows 10 Pro.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit more to do with the commercial side, and I just can't help talking today.
Yeah.
But Windows 10 Pro, Windows 10 Enterprise, they have a remote desktop feature built into the computer, just called Remote Desktop.
Yeah.
Nice and easy to remember, right? Mm-hmm. You can download the Remote Desktop app on here. It's an app from obviously Microsoft, and I can remote desktop straight from my phone to my computer. So I can access my computer through my phone whenever I want, which is pretty cool because obviously my main device is a Book 2. It's got Windows 10 Pro on it.
So we talked a lot about Windows 10 Pro last week and some of the differences between the versions of Windows. So why is that just a Windows 10 Pro feature?
It's because it is definitely more business related. So being able to access what information you need whenever you wherever you are and whenever you're on the go. Man, I'm getting onto a tangent because I'm talking about things, but because
you've started something
I've started stuff, and we're just going to roll with it now. But we talk about a modern workplace a lot as well in Office. So a modern workplace is how workplaces are evolving, right?
Absolutely.
You don't just sit at a desk anymore. You don't sit at the same computer all the time. Some people still do. That's absolutely fine. That's how their workplace operates. But
we're not in a cubicle in front of a beige box anymore. Here where we work, we have a hot desking environment.
Exactly.
But we can work from home if we choose. We can be out and about on the road visiting stores and all kinds of things. I think the adaptability of technology
is huge.
Right? It changes the way we do. We're working smarter, not harder.
Absolutely. Just being able to pick up my phone if I'm in a jiffy. I usually have my device on me, but if I don't, and being able to remote access it, that's huge. I have my device set up so that I can do that, which is really, really important. But my favorite feature, right? And I could talk about remote desktop for a while, but my favorite feature, it's going to sound really silly, Hannah. You might laugh at me.
No, it's okay.
It's the WhatsApp app. On my computer. Yeah. So my friends and we all have a variety of phones, right? They've got iPhones, I've got an Android phone. We have multiple different groups for my nerdiness with tabletop gaming, groups just for our general kind of discussion, right? Yeah. Kind of like Teams. I need to get them on Teams maybe. But I have my WhatsApp app on my computer so that I can have it open. It links to my phone. So honestly, you just scan a QR code on your phone and it'll tell it the PC what messages it has. And I can just live message through that. So I can type really fast, send it out there. We have work WhatsApp chats as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and that's super helpful, right? Like, it's really annoying when you're at work if you just want to send off a quick message. I'm someone who, like, we've talked about things like Focus Assist and all of that. And if I get a message on my phone and I pick up my phone and I reply on that, first of all, you feel like people are watching you, like you're sitting at your desk texting and they're being like, do you ever do any work? So having something like WhatsApp is really helpful on your computer, right?
Absolutely.
And being able to kind of, you know, quickly fire that off, but still like maintain kind of your sole workspace.
Absolutely, because I don't like being on my phone while I'm at work.
Neither do I.
Like, I think we're both on the same page. We feel like it's disrespectful. So if it's not a work call or a work text to people, because obviously new generation, we communicate that way now, then I don't like using it. So having that on the computer, being able to, you know, message you, like everyone in our team through our WhatsApp chat as well, super handy. Very enjoyable.
Excellent. Nice. I'm similar to you, and I do have a few that I want to check off. But my first one is dynamic lock. This is a feature that's really gone under the radar. I was talking about it to someone on Friday last week, and they were just like, Hannah, what are you talking about? I've never heard of this. Like, this is crazy. But what dynamic lock is if I pair my phone to my PC, if I walk away, if I go to grab a coffee, if I go to the bathroom or something, and I forget to lock my device, which is always a problem, right? Like, in a work environment, like, it comes down to, like, simple things such as being trolled and someone changing your desktop background. But you know, that can
computer screen.
You can tell how we work. But you know, it can then lead to, you know, more important things of, you know, people being able to read your emails or get information off your device. But it's so easy to forget, right? If you've been like, oh no, it's now 10 o'clock, I've got a meeting, I'm 3 minutes late, you just get up and go. So what Dynamic Lock does is, if my phone is paired to my PC, whether it be my iPhone or an Android phone, when you walk away from your device, it dynamically locks. So
that's such a cool feature.
Yeah, it can tell that you and your phone are no longer at your device. So it will lock it for you, which is super, super cool.
It was something that I totally didn't guess you were going to go for either.
No, and I've got two more things as well, which are very similar. But one is the Photo Companion app.
Yes, you've talked about this a lot today already.
I have mentioned this way back when we talked about the April update that came to Windows. So this is an app that you can download, as we've talked about, on iOS or Android. And what it does is it shares photos directly over Wi-Fi Direct. But that's something like, I use OneDrive, so that was going to be my next thing to talk about. But sometimes OneDrive can take a little while, right? It can take a wee while, or you're syncing and all of those kinds of things. Sometimes I just want to do it instantly. I never bring a phone cable to work. I always forget about bringing a lightning cable. So with that Photo Companion app, I take a photo, I scan a QR code on my device, and bam, off it goes. And honestly, it's pretty much instant. It is.
I can attest to this.
Ridiculous how quick and easy it is. As I kind of said, like, there are of course different ways of doing it. I can plug my phone in through a cable, or I can upload to OneDrive. But for example,
it's just easier.
Uploading to OneDrive, I've got to upload, then I've got to download on the other end. So that's just really smart and quick and easy. OneDrive, of course, is always a favorite. Being able to use that across all my devices to sync all my files. I think I've mentioned I literally have every single photo I've taken on every single phone I've had since 2013. Because I've got it set to automatically back up, and I think that that's such a common question. You know, someone drops their phone in the toilet, or they drop it in the sink, or they drop it, you know, they leave it on the roof of their car.
Reset it when they're in a wedding photo shoot.
It happens all the time. So prevention is really the key thing there, right? Like, sometimes when you've done it, it's just too late. But having OneDrive installed, ready to go, all of my stuff automatically backs up. That's just been a real lifesaver forever. And as we've said, the fact that you can do that between devices is such a powerful story. And the reason that we're talking about this today is because last week it was announced a new update coming to Windows this October, which involves some really cool things to do with your phone.
Absolutely. We were thinking, you know, about what we were going to talk about today, and we're like, oh, we got to talk about this new update. And we were just like, we need to highlight all the cool things that we do with phones. So what a great segue into it. The new update, it's going to be in October.
And it's called the October update.
Hopefully it doesn't float in November like the April update and get confusing for people. But there's lots of little things it's going to do, but there's one big feature we've got to shout out first.
Absolutely.
We've got to hook you in with a big feature.
Absolutely.
And that is you're going to be able to, from your Android phone at this stage, be able to text and read texts and do all that stuff on your computer.
Yeah, so as we were talking about with things like WhatsApp, that functionality is already available, and you don't like using your phone at work. Sometimes going between those different mediums is just a pain, it instantly distracts you. So how does it work, Fletch, at this stage?
At this stage, it pretty much is porting your phone onto the computer screen. So very similar to remote desktop actually, except way easier to set up. It'll port onto your computer screen, just like, honestly, it's very similar to the WhatsApp app.
Yeah.
And I didn't choose that to be cute.
Yeah.
I didn't choose it to be cute. I chose it because it's genuinely something that I utilize every single day. I utilize it on weekends.
Yeah.
It's not something that I only use in the workplace. And it's just so handy to have. So being able to have that for text as well. For me, I'm dying to have it.
Me too.
When Sandam, my mum, texts me, it's going to be easy. She texts me with a lot of those technical difficulty things.
Yeah, just a random text in the middle of the day, and you're just like, oh.
If it's not a phone call on my phone, and I'm at a workplace, I do not notice text very often.
Yeah.
If I just hear my phone buzz. I'm thinking it's a notification or something. I don't really pay as much attention to text. If someone from a store or something needs to get in touch with me urgently, they call. They'll get the odd text, but it's not usually something urgent, so I can reply to it in time. But there's other things that come through that are urgent. So, family situations.
Totally.
Like all sorts of stuff like that. Like
can you pick up some milk after work?
Can you pick up some milk? Something big might happen in the family. Someone might go in a hospital. I'm going to easily be able to get kept up to date with all that stuff, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, so the reason that it's coming first to Android and secondary to iPhone is because it will work through the Microsoft Launcher application, which is currently available on Android.
Yes.
That's what I was wanting you to pick up just before.
I know, sorry. I'm a big fan of the Microsoft Launcher update. It pretty much, if you're an Android user, you may or may not know that you can change how your phone kind of operates. So the launcher pretty much makes your phone look completely different and work in a slightly different way, which may or may not suit you. Sorry, I'm looking on my phone because I don't have it in launcher right now, but I'll put it into it. I actually prefer Microsoft Launcher on my phone, and the reason for that is it does make it very similar to how Windows phones used to look. But it also is because it lays out all my apps and stuff like alphabetical order. So it's just so much easier for me to be able to find them.
That does look.
It looks
very similar to the old, and like even to your start menu on your device, right? Like having it done through alphabetical order.
And for me, because obviously my phone, we're on the road quite often, it doubles as a secondary device. I can just flick to the left. On my Samsung phone, normally that would take me to, I think, Bixby, which is the voice assistant. But on this, it takes me to all my recent activities, whether it's opening, an Excel sheet, or whether it's texting or calling or photos. And we take photos of our stands and all sorts in stores. It'll show me my frequently used app, my frequently contacted people, my calendar. So obviously synced up to Outlook, that's crucial for me. News, documents, so again, perfect for OneDrive, a to-do list. So I love it. I think it's great. Things. So having that built on top of it.
There are so I'm just being super rude to you guys out there in the world, but I will share a link. It's from Windows Central telling you some of the change logs which have already been logged for this update coming up. There is one that I have just noticed, which is a feature that I use every single day, which is Windows Shift S. So if you push those buttons down at the same time, screenshot essentially, but it's not screenshotting your whole screen, it's like the snipping tool.
Yeah.
But it says that coming with this update there are some new screen snip, a redesigned experience,
cool.
which is coming with that. My hope, I don't know if this is true, but it's just like, this is all it says, is that redesigned snipping experience is present and can be accessed via Win-Shift-S. But what I'm hopeful that maybe in this update, I know through the snipping tool you can save images, but through Win-Shift-S, it just like sends it to your clipboard.
Yeah.
So if I'm, changing a little area and I want to put it into an email, or even just like very tiny like movement things, snipping from a website and then putting it into a presentation, copy and pasting is fine. But I'm hopeful, and I don't know this is just me being hopeful, but maybe that redesigned space will allow me to save it as an image as well, instead of just being a copy and paste
so
thing.
Rather than,
don't know,
so actually
but just
showing
being
it
hopeful.
like the snipping tool, right? That's
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
And there was something else that you noticed and had to do with Edge. As I said, I will put this link in. We'd love to hear what really stands out to you guys, because of course everyone uses their devices differently, right? And that's why we do this podcast, that's why we love our dogs. But being able to find those like tiny little hints and tips that just make your life easier is super important. So what stood out to you, Fletch?
See, this is a great point of everyone uses their device differently, right? Because Hannah looked at me like, is that really such a big deal?
Yeah, like I was just like, I've never even heard of this. I don't even know.
When I'm browsing online, I used to be a Chrome user, right?
Yeah.
Chrome it is still the most popular platform.
Yeah.
But I use Edge now, and that's actually, permeated into my personal life as well, because I just enjoy all the extra features you get. But one thing I missed, and I missed this really badly, was the ability to highlight a bit of text that you're reading through Edge, right click and search for that text.
Yeah.
And like that might sound like a really little thing, but I like, for instance, I might be reading something on history, I might be reading something about my hobbies, I'll see a word or a sentence and I want to know more about it.
Yeah.
And rather than having to highlight, copy, paste, enter search, being able to just highlight the word and search for it, so much easier. It's just like an easier way to do it, right? And that is now an Edge. So you can now highlight a word, right click, and it'll search for what you're looking, or a sentence, That's like, it might sound like a really minuscule thing, but those minuscule changes are quite often my favorite.
Absolutely right. We're all about that work smarter, not harder message. So as soon as you get that little thing that you're just like, oh, that's great. That's how I'm going to do that thing from now on. Like that Win-Shift-S, screen clipping is something I do every single day.
Absolutely.
Every single day. Really nice and easy. So having that, and then maybe even having more changes come to that, I'm so excited about.
And there's a few other little things which I think are really important. Really important things that will just help better just your everyday user experience.
There is another one. I know that you probably have something in your mind. You set it up. I'm so sorry, but I've just spotted this, and I know it's going to be a feature you love. But you can now set the dark theme within your file explorer.
That's great.
You use your dark theme across everything. I don't.
Yeah.
So I just saw that and I was just like, oh, why do you prefer using the dark theme?
Okay, there's a big reason, and let's before I get into my next point, we'll get into
I'm so sorry.
So no, it's all good. We're going on a good tangent. Dark theme, some people might not even know about it.
Yeah.
So when you're using a Windows 10 PC or a device, you can choose your theme, and what that is like changing your colors, changing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I use a dark theme because it is so much easier on my eyes.
Yeah.
And people might think, oh, what do you mean? Honestly, give dark theme a go for like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Change it back to light theme, and your eyes will feel like they're staring into the sun.
Yeah.
like no kidding.
Absolutely.
It may not look necessarily as pretty as a light theme. I'm personally, I like how the light theme does look clean.
Yeah.
But the dark theme means I can work on my computer for like hours and hours, and it doesn't affect my eyes. It doesn't give me headaches.
Yeah.
I suffer from migraines, so maybe that's another thing. Maybe I'm more sensitive to it.
Yeah, interesting.
But it means I can do what I want, and I don't
Because I use the dark theme in Office and I love it to the point where like I'll see it in a light theme and just be like, what are you doing? Yeah, because I'm so used to like between the two of us, just that's just a personal preference. But the fact that you can now bring that to more of Windows, I think is really cool and a great way forward.
Absolutely, and that's another. To me, that's not even a little thing, but I think to a lot of people that is a little thing. And that is something that is super important to customizing that experience to suit you. Which I know that sounds corny, but it's so true, right? Like that's something you absolutely want on your device. But anyway, going back to these little improvements, which I love. So over time, obviously, computers have gotten faster. They've given us better experiences. We talk about solid-state drives giving us a nice modern experience and speeding things up. And if you ever went back and used like a Windows 95 device and were using Windows, you know, tools from back in those days, you'd get a headache at how far technology has come. And we don't even remember that, right? Because we look back on those times with rosy tinted glasses.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like we think it was the best days of our lives, right? Same with Windows XP, same with Windows 7. We hear it all the time. And then when people actually go back and try it, they're like, no, actually, there's a reason
I see why we've done this.
Update. And so much of that is little updates, like what's going to happen in the October update. So there's two little things which I just want to shout out because I think it's kind of cool. Windows Hello, when it's actually reading your face, it takes no time to sign in. But over the last two updates, getting ready, so you know when it says Windows Hello is getting ready, has taken a little bit longer. So they're, focusing back on that and speeding it up.
That's awesome.
They're focusing on waking devices up from hibernation and stuff. Other little things that we probably won't even notice. We won't know that it's changed. But all of a sudden our devices will be faster.
Yeah, well it's really interesting. We filmed a really cool little video series on Friday. We will share that with you guys when it's available.
Absolutely.
But we talked about Windows Hello and how it worked, and we showed setting it up. But then we tried to show off how it worked, and it worked too fast to capture it on video, which was really cool. It was too, we had a film crew and everything, which is very different to this experience we're used to, where Fletch gets up and turns it off when we finish talking. But they were all Mac users, and they were just like, whoa, like, that's crazy. Like the inking features we showed them, the fact that you can screen record within PowerPoint. So many little things that, as we're kind of talking through what's happening in this update, just those little things that we've become accustomed to, we use them every day. These people were just like, oh my god, like that's life-changing, that's amazing.
It's just like taking that step back. And like, we even think about this all the time. We even talk about it saying, little things impact people so much differently to what we're used to because we use it every day.
Absolutely.
But still, literally every time we see it, it still has so much impact, which is so cool. And something that I think anyone who talks about Windows 10, anyone who sells it, anyone who uses it, can sometimes just remember, like, if anyone asks you a question, you tell them about these little features, half the chances it's going to blow their mind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There are so many features in here. I'm just reading more. I definitely should have read through this better, but you can now, there's a lot to do with snipping, actually, which I'm really excited about, but I find that really interesting because obviously they've seen that that's functionality that a lot of people utilize. I remember before, like, using the snipping tool and, using Windows Shift S and stuff, every time I had to take a screenshot, I had to search how to do it. And I think that was probably like at least once a week or maybe once a month. That was something really commonly put in there. But you can now configure pen peripherals to take a snip when pressing a button. How exciting is that? Print screen can now be configured to open up Screen Sketch with the October update. The screen snip action has now been added to the quick actions in the Action Center, wow, like I definitely should have taken more time to go through this before, because I'm just checking out things that the more I think about what I do daily, this is going to help me out so much. I do love the action center, when you swipe in from the right and have all of those little things down there, having things like nearby sharing, which we've talked about before, added there, focus assist, all of those things that have changed. It sounds like with the October update, that little area is going to get even better for you and what you need.
Absolutely. There's two more things I want to
Two more things,
and one's going to be a nice segue, just so you guys know.
Yeah, we started today with being like, man, what are we going to talk about? And off we went.
I want to just shout out that with this update, once the October update comes through, there's going to be a new experience that happens.
Oh.
And it's going to show you how to set up a lot of these features.
That's good.
So that's really good. You know, we have conversations with people, and it's like, yeah, but we don't know about a lot of the stuff. And it's something that's really hard, because it's like, we put it online, we do have things that, you know, say this is what's happened, it's a little box, but people exit it, right?
No one likes a pop-up, right?
No one likes it.
But that's something I love, and I think that it's just become a part of my job.
Yeah.
Every time Office updates, for example, you open up Excel, and it tells you what is different. You can also access it through your account, and you say like what's changed, and it'll give you a little rundown.
Yeah. So we're trying something new, and it's going to be a semi, I don't know exactly what it'll look like, but what I've been told is going to be very similar to your out-of-box experience. So a setup of your PC initially.
That's really cool.
And that's going to enable you to set these things up, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And there's one other thing, and I just want to talk about it because it's a great segue into our next topic.
Okay, before we segue, can I just stop you there?
You go.
Real quick, just talking about how it will prompt you to set stuff up. From the last couple of weeks, we've done a lot of interesting projects. We've worked with people who don't necessarily work with technology all the time. But from that process, I have learned that setting something up correctly to begin with is so important. For example, setting up your OneDrive. This is literally a conversation that we were just having this morning, which is why it's fresh in my mind. But it's so often you'll get a pop-up and you'll be like, next, finish. Setting that file explorer up, you're just going to have a way better experience if you do it right the first time. So when your Windows device updates in around October, follow those little prompts that you get to set those phone features up properly, so you get the best experience with Windows.
Absolutely.
But segue us off into the next section, my friend.
So on Game Bar, they're going to start showing you all sorts of performance specs, right? So many gaming computers and software gaming software shows you what your CPU's doing, how your performance is going, so that you can optimize it. Game Bar is going to be redesigned to show that, which is awesome. And that's very important, because there's been a bit of big news in the gaming world for our lovely friends in Australia. So in Australia,
this is now the second time the Xbox Australia, ANZ now actually,
ANZ,
so we'll jump on that bandwagon too. But Xbox last week released an awesome video that went viral super quick. They did it a while ago with the Xbox onesies. The internet went wild for that, but we're going to drop in this video here in case you haven't seen it, to check out what Aussie did last week. I just want that so much. I don't know when or why I would ever throw my controller through grease, but I want it.
That's very cool. So obviously that is a big new PUBG controller to celebrate the full release of PUBG 1.0 on Xbox, which is very cool. So winner chicken dinner.
Winner chicken dinner.
It's such a big saying on PUBG that they made a grease-proof controller to celebrate it. And I have to be honest, Hannah, I so want that controller. But at the same time, it makes me feel very uncomfortable and queasy. But
it's
such a
that
great...
video was amazing. As I said, we were on 2 film shoots last week, and just seeing how those things actually happen behind the scenes, like as soon as I saw that video, I'm just picturing like 3, 2, 1, pull up, right, like just ridiculous. But how annoying is it, right? Like, we've all been there, okay? Like, I watch Netflix while I'm eating dinner. I'm sure you do too. That's why I bought an Xbox, so I could do that seamlessly. You've got a black controller, you're eating something, you hit start, and you see a little fingerprint.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so common. Just sweat as well.
Yeah. Like, looking at your phone, like, how often do you wipe down the screen of your phone?
That just made me sound really gross.
I know,
yeah,
but come on, like, we've all
a real
been there,
thing.
let's be real.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, how often do you have to, like, wipe fingerprints down off stuff?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they've done it. I really don't know how they've done it. But if that amazing, like, coating technology or whatever, like, and I saw, like, the internet just went wild. Like, it was on the project. It was everywhere. And that was one of the biggest things that was said, like, why don't we bring this to everything?
Yeah.
Like, we as humans just need it. Like, if I could even have a greaseproof coat, that would be great.
Yeah, definitely. I know Steph's a fan of KFC, so if I get playing Forza, it would be good to have one of those controllers. But absolutely, like, it's another like real bit of short news we wanted to share because we're really proud of that going viral. You know, something out of ANZ.
You say that as if like, we had something to do with it, but we didn't.
We didn't, but we're really like just, you know, we want to celebrate it and shout about. Shout out, obviously, the full release of PUBG 1.0 as well, which is an incredibly popular game. I'll be controversial and I'll say I prefer PUBG to Fallout because I just prefer a Fortnite. Not Fallout.
So close.
I wouldn't. That would be a lie.
Because you're not a 10-year-old, right? You're not one of PewDiePie's 9-year-olds.
No, I have mates that absolutely love Fortnite, but I just love the aesthetics of PUBG and the feel of it. So
super cool. There is a lot coming over the next few weeks. We're very excited. There is a Microsoft event happening at the beginning of October, so we'll see some more announcements coming from there. But we've got a bunch of games releasing as well. Obviously, we talked about Tomb Raider and NBA last week, but we're getting closer and closer to that release of Forza Horizon 4. Like, that's the one that I'm really gunning for.
Because it's on Game Pass on day one.
It's on Game Pass on day one, so you better believe that week that's what's coming on the podcast.
Absolutely.
But thank you for joining us today. I know this is kind of
it's been all over the place, but I've enjoyed it.
So I know
we haven't said it's been my favourite podcast in a while. It's not maybe been my favourite, but it's up there. I've really enjoyed just yakking.
Yeah. It's always good when we hear about things just to I guess, get our opinions off our chest. And to put a camera in front of us and have a chat about it. But as I said, we will share that link for what is currently logged as to coming with the October update, and we'd love to hear what you guys are looking forward to as well. But do you have anything else to add, Fletch?
Ka kite anō.
Ka kite anō, Murray, a language week this week in New Zealand. Thanks so much for joining us, team, and we will see you next week.